All right, all right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right, so in honor of it being 2025, I thought I would go live for just 25 minutes tonight because hey, it's 2025, and do just kind of a quick one card pull or fictional storytelling for subscribers, just to see what is like the card of the year. So, yeah, as always, as you guys know, I am a fictional storyteller, not a psychic, so bear that in mind. Also, as far as these, hey Monique, great to see you, love. As far as these goes, like I say, I'm just going to be live for 25 minutes. I don't go in order, it's just at random. So just nice and simple and easy. We'll see how many messages I can get through, but I will go ahead and pull whatever the card of the year may be. Goddess of the moon, hey, hey. All right, let me grab you one, love. All right, what is the message of 2025? We have the Tower in the reverse. Aries energy. It says that certain things are not crumbling and falling apart. It says that there is either still time to recapture and salvage something, but maybe something needs a little bit more repair, a little bit more attention. It may not be time for a massive overhaul of something or a replacement of something completely or a total dismantling, but rather a repair could be necessary. And that could be in any area of life. So, seashells, hi, sweetie. Let me grab you one. All right. Card of the year is Nine of Cups. It is a year of joy. It's a year of happiness. It's a year of personal satisfaction. It may be a year to celebrate Oktoberfest or around Halloween and fun costume. But more than anything, and by the way, we do have like a tropical energy here. We've got a pineapple next to a pumpkin. So I always think of like going to Hawaii around October. But it just feels like it's a year of personal satisfaction, personal happiness, maybe celebrating with friends. And I also always think that this is like going wine tasting or being a barista or sampling lots of different enjoyable things throughout the season. But it does feel like there's a big culmination in October. So, a time for harvest. But that could represent the entire year as a time for harvest. Monique B, let me pull you one, love. We have got the Four of Cups. Four of Cups here talks about, I'm hearing the song Ebb Tide by the Righteous Brothers, but Four of Cups can be illusions, it can be disappointment, it can also be boredom. Sometimes, having that breakthrough and seeing, what, this is a little bit dull. The constant push and the pull. If anything is being like repetitious or boring this year, a character might say, I want a little bit more snap, a little bit more pizzazz. I want to pay more attention. And somebody could be paying more attention to the moon cycles also, so that they really set their intentions for times of great abundance and prosperity. There are moments throughout all year that will be, astrologically speaking, are times of greater opportunity. And I just feel like our character is going to be paying more attention to dates and times where more fun stuff happens. I want to go where the high tide is. I want to go when it's high tide. I want to be able to see the things that I want to go see. It just feels like a character is setting their sights based off of like, I don't want to be bored this year. And I don't want to miss out on things this year if I could just time things a little bit better. It has to do with the flow of the tides, though. So, I mean, to me, that's very, very much a metaphor for just know it, when it's high tide or low tide, so that we can time it accordingly. Anytime I visit the sea, I always think about that a little bit because if I want to go when there's like the king tides and the waves are huge or something, like it's nice because there's a schedule. We can capture what we want if we just plan it just a little bit. Hi everybody, Enchanting Libra, my pleasure. Great to see you guys tonight. Page of Wands is the card of the year, Enchanting Libra. We have got new sparks, new interest in romance. This could be somebody with great hair who is possibly trying to flirt or thinking about flirting. Our character just might want to be more creative this year as well. But in the event of there being new romance, everything has to start somewhere. This says almost allow somebody to approach in the way that they're comfortable in, and then it could be surprising. It could be, wow, I didn't expect this person of all people to move toward me. Let me really unpack what they just said. Lots of good things come in small packages. Lots of, amazing ideas start with something so simple. If you hear like some of the bands that have had some of the greatest hits, they're like, oh yeah, no, we wrote that in like 6 minutes on the back of a cocktail napkin while we were waiting in an elevator to get to the top of the floor, and then we recorded it in the studio, and we just had it pop off the top of our heads, and that became our number one hit. Sometimes amazing things start in little teeny tiny first initiation. So if there's somebody who just sends, sorry, my shoulder blade is, or not blade, but the front of my shoulder is itching like crazy. I have no idea why, but it just feels like it could be a year of some surprises, but let little things start and then see where they go. Tara C, here we go, my love. Year of the serpent. What's the big message? What's the big card of the year? We got 6 of Wands. It is a year for major success in all things. Also, if there's a chance to go to parades or be in a parade or be more visible or be looked at, it says every day leave the house looking like $1,000,000. Wear your best clothes, even when you're going out to the grocery store. Dress nice for you. People admire the way this character operates. They admire the way this character does life. Now, whatever their style may be, it doesn't mean they have to wear expensive clothes or anything like that, but be uniquely oneself and trust that that is the secret to making people turn and look. People admire someone with the charisma and the confidence to just be who they are. So who this character is already a beautiful person. They're already somebody greatly admired, but this year, like, definitely don't run from it. Be completely like, yep, go ahead. Go ahead and notice me. Sure, I'll be in the parade. Sure, I'll show up. Sure, why not? Indigo Moon X, hi love. Let me get you one. We got the Hermit. The message for the year, the card for the year is Hermit. This is not always what it's cracked up to be. We usually say, oh, the Hermit's a deep introspection. It's the dark night of the soul. It's the going solo and single and thinking deeply about things. But we've got those windows open. It might be denoting that it's the end of that process, the quiet time, the deep introspection, the individual's work is coming to a close, and it's time to look out the window. Okay, I'm getting hot, but I'm also still feeling like my shoulder is itching so much, and I'm wondering if it's because my coat is bugging it. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. We have to undress me from my big fur coat. Okay. With this energy of the Hermit, if the deep introspection time is done, if the philosophical lessons have been learned, maybe now it's time to share it with the public. Now it's time to emerge again and start to notice that there's all these people right outside. It's time to kind of start interacting again in 2025 is what it says. And to trust that our character is very brilliant. Our character has a lot to share. Deuce, thank you so much, love. Let me pull you a card right now, love. Deuce, the card of the year is the 9 of Cups. It is a year of happiness. This feels to me like Mardi Gras. We see these streamers. This could also be somebody, I don't know if they're down in Mexico or if they're celebrating around Cinco de Mayo or if they're, I don't know, we do have the little umbrella drinks as well. But this is about happiness. It's about pursuing joy. And the only reason I'll mention the Wheel of Fortune is because in this deck, this particular imagery of the wheel is associated also with that. So I'm going to say that it's a year that our character has deserved for a while to have a good year and a fun year. It's been something that our character has pretty much earned is what it says here. It's not about drinking too much or partying too much, but it is about don't miss out on the celebrations of life and attend every opportunity. If we have an old timer giving us some kind of life advice, it says listen to it, because the old timers are probably going to be given the advice of like, make sure that you live it up, make sure that you have, make happy memories, because we age in life and we want to collect as many good memories as we can. This could be a year where our character just has more joy than they've had in a really, really, really long time. And I like the fact that it's being encouraged. It's really nice. You guys, thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for being here, everybody. Happy New Year to you all. 11D8, let me grab you one. You're so awesome, 11D8. We've got an 8 of Cups, and hang on. By the way, she got a great bod. Just side note on this card, somebody's got an awesome physique in 2025, but this is the 8 of Cups where she is walking into and through this portal within a cave. So we've got a feminine, and we have the goddesses lighting the pathway, or maybe we could even say the goddess Hecate lights the pathway there. This is somebody walking through a portal of knowledge. This is somebody who's stripped everything down, is like, you know what? Here I am, here I go. I want the new, I want the fresh. This is me doing something totally different. This is me willing to transform myself. This is me willing to learn something else from like the depths of my soul. This is a character who is changing their life in a really big way this year, but it's all about them. This isn't about romance. This is about first a character who is taking some kind of action. Oftentimes I think of it as like a knowledge-based action in order to transform something massive in their life. That is an exciting year for sure. That's a very different year too. Guys, thank you so much. Really great to see everybody. Malika the Alchemist. Malika the Alchemist. I'm sorry, Malika. I'm so sorry because your name is run together. I didn't see it properly. Malika the Alchemist. Thank you, love. Let me grab you one. All right, what is the card of the year? 5 of Swords. This is a card that talks about, first off, 5 is a number for change. And I always think of this as like even though I have lots of different opinions about the whole twin flame thing, and I really don't agree with the majority of it, what I will still say is this card always reminds me of that runner chaser dynamic where I want to heal you. Why can't you let me love you? And they argue it out in the 5D realm of, no, you can't come toward me. Don't you know I'm broken? And she's saying, I don't care that you're broken. We're all a little bit broken. Why are you running from love that could heal us both? That energy is going to change, is what it says, because the 5 is here. That sense of runner chaser, that sense of, I'm just trying to love you. Why won't you let me love you? Kind of thing is on a shift in this year. Now, maybe it's because this is a year where either we take it from the 5D and we bring it into the 3D and finally can be really talked about and progress can be made, or there's just suddenly an awareness that, oh, wow, this is playing out in the 5D and the 3D. Now, what do I want to do about it? It's more like the recognition of why that energy exists and then the chance to alter it. Because 5 says, oh, no, this is a year of change and transformation. This dynamic is going to shift. Now, it could shift in a lot of different ways. It could be that a character says, yeah, I realize that this is what's going on. I better just let them run because they'll come back to me when they want to, when they're done fighting, but probably not before then. Or it could be this person turning around saying, what the hell am I fighting something beautiful for? So I can't say what the change is, only that there is one based off of that. But what an awesome thing to be able to have a breakthrough of the 5D, 3D dynamic and actually see it for what it is and then be able to work with it and shift something. So change is definitely on the horizon there of any kind of wounded energy. It's nice to see wounds shifting. Cassie, you angel, thank you so much. Let me pull one for you, love. All right, Cassie, what is the card of the year for 2025? We have got Magician. This Magician is very much the as above, so below. We have quite a bit of mysticism involved in this one. This Magician can be Virgo, Gemini energy, but the big message for the year is to use everything we've got, from head to heart to internal gifts that are very DNA. Listen to the energy of what we want, why we want it, what's really right for us, what are we genuinely manifesting and why, and then go full bore at it. This is a year where our character can take dreams and ideas that they have in only the esoteric or only from their gut instinct and actually make those things happen. That does come with the warning, though, that our heart, our gut, all those things are going to be just as powerful. So if we're saying, well, I'm going to do this, but our instinct is like, no, I really want this, we might be manifesting more what we really, really want, whether that's good or bad, instead of the thing that we know is maybe the better choice. So it does suggest, like, remember that what we create up here, we can bring into our world, or what we create in here, we can bring into our world. So be mindful of how our character manifests, because this is a great year to manifest. But thinking about, what is it that I'm really calling in? What do I think about the most? What kinds of things am I really, like in my heart of hearts? Because we can talk a good line all day long. Oh, I'm over that person. Oh, I don't think about that anymore. Oh, no, I'm on a different path. And then deep down, we're like, the person I say I never want to talk to is the one I want to talk to still. So we could manifest still staying stuck if we're not able to like genuinely shift and recognize what it is we're actually asking for. Are we manifesting more not talking to the person that we most want to talk to? So it's just that this is positive, but it does carry with it, like, with great power comes great responsibility. And in this case, it's all about how much power our character has to create awesome things in their life. That's really, really wonderful. AC, you sweetheart. You're so cute, AC. You're so adorable. All right, let me grab a card for you. I'm sure you would have much better taste in jewelry than I would. Let me tell you, I have got some very funky taste, and really the funkier the better for me. All right, we have a Two of Wands in the reverse. So the card of the year for 2025 is about like making those choices and going at them with confidence. This is a character who, we also have peace. It says to be at peace with whatever choice we choose. And because the peacock is here, and the peacock is, this doesn't mean pride necessarily, because a peacock is very beautiful. We all want to see the peacock. And the peacock is, designed to pop its plumage and do its, mating dance. And, it's colorful and it's beautiful, just like it's supposed to be. The peacock does what it's supposed to be when it, pops its colors and shows off a little bit. So this doesn't have to be like, oh, is this my ego talking? Is this not? It could be, choose the path in life to go ahead and be a little bit more showy. Choose the thing that's going to showcase our talents. Don't play small, because we're not born to play small any more than a peacock is born to not have gorgeous feathers. I mean, I know it's only the males, right? The peahens are not so colorful. The males are, because they got to really work hard to attract the ladies. But this kind of says to be at peace with the fact that, look, you're sexy and you know it, clap your hands. Get out there and stretch your stuff and make the choices that are going to like really give you the chance to display your best, and not be shy about it, and not be trying to play small, because you're not born to play small, is what this message says, which I love. This one, I love everything about that. Like, if you comes down to, should I wear the blood red plunging V-neck? Well, that'll make people turn and look at me when I walk into the church social, and it's like, yeah, blood red. Who cares? Let them look. I got a great décolleté. Why can't I show it off? I don't know if they're wearing it to the church social, but you know my point. Alejandro, thank you so much, love. Let me grab you one, sweetie. Great to see you guys tonight. Here we go. We got the card of the year is 5 of Wands, and this is all about the throat chakra. 5 being a number of change says, for a character to actually make some of the greatest progress this year, they may want to converse about stuff, talk it out with friends, talk it out with, close confidants, talk through their thought process of analyzing, because other people, now again, I will say this, only maybe choose the people that we can trust for good advice, or the people that we can trust not to like throw all of our best ideas away or steal them for themselves. There is a certain amount of, who are our close confidants. But the 5 of Wands is about, practicing something, even play fighting, analyzing things. But if a character is going to be analyzing stuff, going round and round, to actually vocalize it sometimes, to talk it out loud with other people, could be of great benefit, especially if it, obviously, if it pertains to them. Don't stay silent for the sake of, like, oh, I just don't want to make anybody uncomfortable by bringing up the things that we most need to talk about. This says, no, conversing with the people that we need to, or the people that we trust, or the people that could give us great feedback, that could be really useful in this year. And to do it without, the sense of like, look, I'm not going to be offended. I want to hear your opinion, but here's what I'm thinking about. What do you think I should do? And we might go talk to our whatever, our like my probably touchstone, the person who I know will be the worst to me is my brother. He's like, he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He is absolutely, oh no, you're an imbecile. Don't do that. I mean, that's the kind of feedback I'll get from him. But I will also say he will always give me the straight shot of exactly why, and he's got great rationale why something is a good idea or a bad idea. Doesn't mean I won't still do it, but I love to hear how everything could go wrong if I do X, Y, or Z. And then I'll go like, yeah, I'll still risk it. I'm going to do it anyway. He's like, yep, I knew it's a dumb idea, so you'll probably do it. Sometimes we need those people, but we also have to be willing to hear it. And that says, collect those people and hold them close in 2025, because it could be a real great practice run, problem solving. There's a lot of change for this year. And so make the most out of every opportunity. Lovely, Jazz. Thank you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Let me grab you one. We have got Knight of Wands. This is the card of the year rather is, it's a pretty sexy, fun year. It's a year for exploration. It's a year to actually enjoy flirtation and people, places, and things that are going to, let's put it this way. It doesn't mean to do dangerous things, right? Of course not. But to take a little bit of a risk here and there. Maybe we want to talk to that person who we're sitting next to at the wine bar or something as we're having dinner, and it's like, hey, I'll talk to a stranger tonight. And just, I went in by myself to take myself to dinner, but then there's a stranger sitting beside me. They're having dinner alone. Why don't I strike up conversation? Why don't I flirt a little harmless flirting, a little dinner conversation? It could make such a fun evening. I could learn something about a perfect stranger. They might have something awesome to, I cross paths with them for a reason. Let me just explore. Doesn't mean I'm going home with them. Doesn't mean that we're ever going to see each other again. But I'd like to just see what else is out there that strikes my fancy. It's kind of a year to explore a little bit and not have to feel like, oh, I must commit. Anything I say or do must lead to like the biggest results in my life. Because this could be a year of even gathering lots of interesting little experiences together and cobbling them together into a big picture. Sometimes life is made up of itty bitty tiny moments that are really wonderful. And we don't realize that that's also every bit as important as the big sweeping changeable moments in life. So it's pretty fun. It's actually, I don't know, it just gives a character a little bit of fun opportunity. Oh, Edgar Garcia, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Edgar. Yeah, I know. I knew some of you guys were hungry for a little bit of the Aquarius. Sammy, welcome, honey. Welcome. Okay, let me scroll through here. I need to keep... Thank you so much. Enchanting Libra, you sweetheart. Thank you. Let me grab you right now, hon. Enchanting Libra, let me go with this deck. All right, what is the card of the year? Also, I can see several of you have, oh my God, thank you so much, you guys. You have gifted me so plentifully. Hang on, I will scroll down, but forgive me for just kind of like taking my time and going through. I can't see all of the chat just yet until I keep scrolling down, okay? But hang on just a minute. We have the High Priestess. High Priestess energy is, oh my gosh, Enchanting Libra, this is super special. This is the energy of somebody that is like really delving into their deep intuition in 2025. This is somebody who's like picking up on the vibes. They're feeling the energy flows. They're sensing what is not visible. They're sensing the energy that surrounds them. They're sensing the things that maybe other people would be oblivious to. Now, this is also a very sensual year. It's a year for a character to really listen to their spirit guides, but to also recognize that they're really good at picking up on cues from others, the unspoken cues, the unspoken words that people display all the time. And I just feel like our character themselves is going to be really, really good at picking up energy flow this year. That's awesome, but it might also come with one little warning, which is, You know how you can say, I can feel like my arthritis in my elbow is telling me that we're going to have a rainstorm come, but we still don't know how much precipitation it's going to bring. It says even a high priestess who is so attuned to things, they can sense certain things, but they may not know all the minutia. So when a character picks up on a certain vibe, that's a time to maybe say, I sense this about that person. I need to go ask some questions now because I need to know what's really happening. I know that they are eyeballing me, but I don't know what they want to say to me. So let me not assume. But it's like if our character works with their intuition and then they're, that opens doorways. They go, oh, I think this, I feel drawn to this. Now let me find out why. Now let me get the facts. That's the way I would look at that. Guys, hang on. Let me grab a piece of paper because I want to be able to say thank you to each of you and not miss anybody. Let me scroll through. Lisa's love. Thank you, Angel. Hang on just a second. Okay, I'm just putting your name here. I will get to you next. You sweetheart. Thank you. I wish the same for you. Robert Charles, thank you so much. You are so generous. Thank you. Robert, I will get to you right after Lisa's love, okay? What a beautiful and incredibly generous gift. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Robert, that's so generous. Oh my gosh, Cynthia, thank you. Juliet, thank you. I'm adding you guys also to the list. And hang on, Goddess of the Moon? Is that you, Lev? I think I've had to look up your name before also. I believe it's Goddess of the Moon. Forgive me that I can't see your entire name. But if I remember right, it's Goddess of the Moon, right? Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I've just added you to the list and thank you so much, Lev. Oh no, Malika the Alchemist. No, I'm not doing questions or anything like that. And I did already get to you, right? Because I botched your name. I'm only doing one card pull, and I'm just I don't take questions. I just am doing the way I do it, which is just whatever the message is for the card of the year. Okay. Hang on. No, I didn't get to you yet, Malika. Did I? Scroll through here. I saw you in a different video and I botched your name there and laughed at how wrong I was. Yeah. And Malika, let me add you in. Okay, sweetheart. But yeah, I don't ever take questions like that, only because I'm not a psychic. So I'm not going to be able to tell you how it's all going to go. Instead, I just roll with it the way I'm inspired to tell a story. So I hope that's okay. All right, Malika, you're going to be after Goddess of the Moon. And Sam, I'm adding you down there also, honey, and welcome. Okay, let me get through the list that I have right now. Let me scroll back one more time. Once in a while, I won't see something, and I never mean to be rude. I just can't always see everything because of the way the chat will move really swiftly. So, okay, I think I'm on track. Yeah. Okay. All right, so here we go. All right, so Lisa's love, let me grab you one right now, my dear. Lisa's love, here we go. What is the card of the year? We have got the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is a year of options, opportunities, and you notice that it's a year to get to Oz or to get to the big castle, to get to the rainbows. Every choice, as long as our character looks at each choice and says, what is going to bring me closer to my rainbow, my castle, the things that I want? Instead of every year or every day, really, we're faced with choices in life. And we can look at those choices as like, oh my God, what crappy thing am I going to do today? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? What mistake will I make? I don't really want to do this, but I guess I have to pick. This says if our character looks at every choice as like, wait a second, let me always put it in the higher perspective. What action would bring me the greatest joy or the greatest long-term implication? Sometimes we go for short-term solutions or short-term choices, but this actually says everything is for the big picture in 2025. So if it's right down to, okay, I've got 15 minutes before I got to go to work, what can I do with that 15 minutes? Should I, do some quick little meal prep or clean my bathroom so that then I don't have to do that when I get home from work? And then instead I can like enjoy something totally different, and that in the big scheme of things will allow me to like move forward in a different pace, and I'll feel like I'm ahead of the game. And then my weekend will be more free because every time I do 15 minutes of chores all throughout the week, I just save myself 15 minutes every single day. So on Saturday, I got the whole day free because I already did all my week chores. It's like maybe to make the choices that will yield the bigger positive result, and always look at it for the positive. Then we can be happy doing those little chores because it's like, oh, I'm so glad I'm doing it. And I'm doing it for the bigger picture, for the happiness. It does say there's a lot of choices, but those choices could be amazing and yield amazing results. All right, Robert Charles, thank you so much, sweetheart. Let me see, what is the card of the year? We have got the Nurturer of Wands. So first off, we could have a Queen of Wands showing up that could be sexy and edgy and powerful and spicy and have an awesome like panache with the way they dress, the way they strut. This could pertain to our character, but I'm going for the card of the year. So what is the energy like of 2025 for our character? And it says the Queen of Wands is one of the most attractive energies in the deck, in my opinion. Whether it's masculine or feminine is irrelevant. It's the nurturing energy that says, I draw things to me because it's a gravitational pull of the moon. But we have this sexy, powerful, the way a character looks, the way a character carries themselves, their charisma is off the charts this year. And you can see she even has a staff that's a cobra head, or I guess I could say like a cane that's a cobra head. How perfect is that for the year of the snake, which obviously is up behind me? I would just say that this is the year that our character is on fire. They literally are coming up from the ashes. This could be a year revamping a character's entire lifestyle or their whole image. This could be a year where our character looks different, carries themselves different, and therefore people react to them different. Queen of Wands are some of our most sought after queens, and sometimes intimidating also, because there is a little bit of an energy of they're self-possessed, they're not rude, but they have an expectation. Like, if you're going to come toward me, you need to come toward me with something that would make me want to give you some of my energy, because I know what my energy is. What are you bringing to me? So if this is the energy of our character and this sets a tone for the whole year, it means that this is a year where our character could be moving in circles of, people that are famous and people that are very wealthy, because even if they themselves don't come in with tons of wealth, they're like, yeah, but I'm as talented and as worthy as anybody. I should be able to connect with, rub elbows with. Like, I don't think that our character is going to be intimidated by anybody in 2025. And that alone is going to make other people that are used to having like the social strata in life, they're going to notice this character, and it's going to be like, damn, this person has balls. This person has energy. This person walks into a room and their energy comes in before they do. But it really is just charisma that comes with being self-possessed and self-confident. That is an amazing vibe to walk through 2025 in. That's incredible. All right. Thank you again, Robert, for your very generous gift. And thank you, everybody. All right, Cynthia, let me pull one for you. What is the card of the year? Prince of Swords. We have fast moving energy. This is Loki. He is little god of chaos. He comes bombing in on his peregrine falcon. There is excitement. There is the energy of swift decision making. We could have a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius who sweeps in to our character's life. But I would say it's a year of mental acuity. It's a year where a character is like really fast to problem solve. It's a year where it's not like a brain fog year. It's a year where decisions may need to be made swiftly because things could feel like they move fast. Changes could happen fast. We think our year is going to go a certain way, our days are going to go a certain way, and instead a lot of things pop up seemingly out of nowhere. The best part about this, though, is that I think it's going to be a year that, our characters can be very, very present. The things that happen, although they could happen fast and impulsively, it could be a year where it's like, oh my God, so much happened in the last 4.5 hours. I cannot even believe it. I'm picturing right now like that. I loved 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Bauer. And, it's like, okay, how did all that happen in 24 hours? But still, great series, right? Masterfully done. But I kind of feel like our character's life could just be so busy, so chock full of experiences and people. And I mean, this could be there's an intensity and a swift falling in love. There could be, you know, meeting new people, and completely transforming. I mean, our character could move. They could change big things in their life, little things in their life, and it all happens seemingly like one day I was this person, and then 4.5 hours later my whole life changed, and now I'm making plans to move to the Caribbean. I don't know how it happened. It seems like it's a year where it's almost effortless change, because it's just constant flood of new ideas, new energy, new decisions to be made. Sometimes that can be overwhelming, but on the other hand, how nice is it not to have to sit and twiddle thumbs and have too much time to mull over things? So it could be a really exciting and a much needed, like invigorating year, is what it says to me. I don't know. I dig it because I do dig change. But all right, Juliet, my dear, let me grab you one. We have got the moon in the reverse. So the card of the year is, it's a year where everything becomes pretty clear. It's a year, by the way, Piscean energy. It's a year where I don't think anybody can hide any secrets from this character, but I think they're really going to understand themselves better. They're going to understand what their own internal motives are. They're going to understand other people's internal motives. And if someone had ever kept a secret, that secret may be like really on display. Somebody may come forth to actually offer an explanation, and our character might be like, yeah, I already intuited that. This is because the moon is like our innermost self. It's the way we really feel about things. I do feel like when we acknowledge how we really feel about anything that we're going through in life, that can also be such a refreshing energy, right? Because it's like, okay, am I reacting to this without understanding why I'm doing it? Well, not this character. This character is going to be like, wow, I feel some kind of way about this, and I know exactly why I feel this way. That was a trespass because X, Y, and Z. So now I can count to 3, squash my anger, and then I can articulate, okay, so because you've trespassed on me, I now have to put up a boundary with you. You know, like our character could use this knowledge and this deep understanding of what triggers them, why they feel the way they do, and that could lead them to making better, more authentic, like conversations with people, whether it's good, bad, or, you know, like I said, the example of like realizing I need to put up a boundary with you because you just showed me that, you know, you trespass. And it's like to be able to articulate how we really feel on the inside, but then get words to express it that are not like, you know, inflammatory. That is an incredible gift to have. That's a pretty awesome year. It's a year of authenticity for sure. And that goes for positives, negatives. I think this is a year where our character is going to be able to express themselves about what they like, what they don't, what they want. That's awesome. Next up, Goddess of the Moon. Let me grab you one. We have got the 9 of Pentacles. So the message of the year is one of peaceful contentment. You know, she holds the dove. This is a year possibly of terrific personal abundance. Somebody could have like lettuce in their garden. Somebody could move toward or gravitate toward even like a Victorian, you know, she's in kind of like Victorian looking clothing. This could be somebody who's like into, you know, like things of the past. Let's say antiques, collectibles, those kinds of things. It's a person who seems to like their surroundings. If they do have a nostalgia or you know, something that they like from the past, it might be because it represents a time of stability, of peace, something that they feel connected to. So really nice energy of a sense of groundedness, a sense of worth and value. This character could discover that they receive an inheritance or they have some source of like monetary influence. It could be coming from something like an antique or an inheritance or an inherited gift or skill set that they can turn into financial abundance. But it looks like a year of great comfort and peace because there is great comfort. Really does speak of personal value. Also, a character who really knows their worth and value, but then it can translate into real financial success as well. That looks really good for growth and stability in the realm of wealth also. Nope, you sweetheart. Thank you so much. Nope, let me add you to the list, okay? I have Malika, then Sam, and then Nope, and then I will just keep pulling, okay? But hang on just a second. Malika, let me grab one for you, dear. Malika, I think I'm going to go with this deck for you. All right, what is the card of the year? We have got Ooh, the higher self. That's a really strong, hang on, my snake popped off. That's a really strong message of having a very open crown chakra. We can see that we have a character who, first off, they probably make really good decisions this year because they go through like a systematic approach. Okay, what is it that my higher self would say? Anytime we want to do something, this could be a character who works through all their chakras, right? They go, okay, from my baseline, my root chakra, why am I thinking about this? What is it that makes me want this thing or this choice? And then, they work all the way through every single piece of their being. What makes me, why am I emotionally attached? Why am I determined to do this? Why does my heart want this? What would my mouth say? How would I advise myself to deal with this? What does my intuition tell me? And what does my crown chakra tell me about this? And I think that if a character is making decisions throughout this year by going through their entire, like making sure they're not blocked anywhere, making sure that they're not doing something out of a sense of like need or lack mentality, then, or like I say, because of a block chakra, like let's say, for example, a character is like, oh, I am definitely going to go and volunteer all my spare time at this shelter. Okay, that is a beautiful thing, but let's ask, why is our character saying that they need to do that? Is it because they have a blocked heart chakra and their heart is like, because I want to give to somebody and I don't have somebody in my life right now. So I'm going to go find some place to give everything I've got. Okay, again, still beautiful, like rationale, beautiful reasoning, but I think the flip side of that would be our character also wants to be loved. So if they go and they give so much of themselves to where they're working themselves so exhaustedly to giving to everybody else, because really what they'd love is to someday be given back to, maybe our character also needs to remember that they need to give to themselves. So to be a volunteer and to do good works is amazing, but that compassion fatigue, that desire to give so much, because in truth it's reflecting like, I wish somebody would give to me. This says, hang on, our character might need their higher self to pop in and say, I want something too. I want to give to somebody. I want somebody also though to give to me. So let me make sure I reciprocate. Let me make sure I allow myself to be in a reciprocating situation. Let me not give 110% of all of my free time to one endeavor, because how did I leave anything for me? How do I leave time to meet somebody new and date if I'm always volunteering every spare minute I've got for an entire year? It doesn't mean that the volunteering aspect isn't beautiful. It just says, I think our character is going to be able to make really good decisions because they'll understand their motive for every decision that they make, as long as they check in with each part of themselves and say, why am I thinking about doing this? Where is this coming from? Is it a need? Is it a want? Is it, guilt motivated, or is it, hunger motivated, or is it just because I think that this would be an awesome thing and it would expand my world? I think our character is going to choose to do things that expand their world. That is a brilliant character. I gotta say, to be able to evaluate stuff thoroughly, that's amazing. And to hear what they want to do, but also understand their motive on why they do it. I love that. Thank you again, Malika. I appreciate you so much. Sam, let me grab you one, love. Go. What is the card of the year? We have got the Four of Coins. This Four of Coins, so funny because this says that we may have some stuff that's a carryover from Year of the Dragon. Granted, I know today is day one of Year of the Snake. Well, we're not even in Year of the Snake yet. I shouldn't really say that because Chinese New Year doesn't roll us over to Year of the Snake until the 29th of this month. So technically we're still in Year of the Dragon, even though we're in 2025. But this, we have a baby dragon sitting on the little gold, but you notice that he's opening it. This is somebody ready to share. This says for 2025, some of the wealth, the prosperity, the things that a character has been working on, perhaps in 2024, they might be ready to showcase a little bit of it. This could be, let's say it's an artist who's, been painting and maybe they haven't let anybody see their art. Maybe it's a good year to go ahead and have, like an art show. This is holding on and holding back, but because what we see on the card depicts a character doing something different. They are wanting to display what they have. It could be a look but don't touch kind of energy, but in 2025, it still means that a character is going to be wise about how much they offer or who they offer their talents, their skills, or their love too. But it does mean that our character is like, I know, I know when to hold on and hold back, but I don't do it out of fear. I know what I have for worth and I know how much I can stand to lose. So I know how much I can invest. I'm willing to test the waters, but I'm not going to overgive. I'm going to be mindful of that. This could be a year where a character is still working hard on like saving money, for example. And so they may be a little bit more, frugal this year. But it doesn't mean that they're hoarding. This can be a hoarder's card. But remember, the baby dragon is willing to open up the trunk and show, look, this is what I've been working on. I think it's just somebody who's behaving wisely with their resources in 2025. And it's because they've been working on their resources. And like I said, resource could be love. It could be the way they feel about themselves. It's like, I'm not willing to overinvest in anyone or anything. I need to be careful. So let me go ahead and get one now for Nope. Nope. Thank you so much, sweetheart. We have got the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands for the card of the year it's about laying down particularly things from the past, specifically negative things from the past. So fear, guilt, shame, remorse, all those unnecessary burdens. But you notice that we have the little skeleton who's there with her, right behind her, and holding the looking glass. And they're both kind of like, peering into it. This has a lot to do with forgiving oneself for the mistakes of the past, because we all make mistakes. If we only judge ourselves off of the things that we're embarrassed of, or the silly things we did, or even the selfish things we did, or the things that we did out of mean-spirited, we were mad that day, this kind of says we got to forgive ourselves for it too. Looking at the past, looking at who we used to be, some of it is just, we might carry a lot more guilt over stuff than anybody else would ever heap on us. If there are other people in life that we've had a hard time forgiving, this might also be a time to look in the mirror and be like, okay, why am I struggling with letting this one go? Is it because, I transferred my energy onto this? Is it because I let it impact me too much? It just says it's a year to like really unburden oneself. And to do that, sometimes we have to figure out, how do I take the burden off? How do I remove the guilt? I think it has a lot to do with self-forgiveness first and foremost, because it's all about looking in the mirror. And that's not to shame oneself, but rather to do the reverse, to take the shame off. Even if, heaven forbid, we had like a parent that was jealous of us or something. And it's like, wow, I can't understand how a parent couldn't have loved me or something. And then we look and we go, well, I know I'm lovable. So wait a second, that was their problem. God, I wonder what happened to them. They must have had a pretty rough go of it. I'm sorry that they had a rough go of it, but I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm lovable, and I'm not going to be holding on to anger at them because they probably had their own problems. I'm just going to totally embrace my life and all that I can do and all that I can become. I'm just saying that as an example. It feels like this is big stuff to finally unburden. And sometimes the 10 of Wands can be the fear, guilt, shame, remorse that kind of gets heaped on, in life. And that kind of starts with family and then works through life. And I feel like this is a year where our character is going to feel so much lighter and so much brighter because they're not carrying old wounds with them anymore. That's really nice energy. Really nice energy to be free of some kind of heavy burden. I love it. All right, Dimple Kumar, let me grab you one. Hi, guys. Really great to see you tonight. Okay, the card of the year is the 8 of Wands in the reverse. If our character is encountering situations, people, places, or things that they don't feel like moving toward, this says they do not have to. This says sometimes to make progress in life means we plunk our butt right down where we are, and we I want to say the dude abides. Sorry, I don't know why I'm thinking right now of the Big Lebowski, but plunking down and being in a place, being in an energy flow of, here's where I'm at. Here's why I want to build. No, I don't want to abandon what I've started. No, I don't want to go over there. No, I don't need to go rush off and fly someplace else to try to find myself. I know who I am. And no, I don't want to talk to that person anymore because they haven't brought much into my world. So I don't want to argue with certain people, or I don't want to communicate with certain people. I don't have to. Eight of Wands in the reverse doesn't have to be about stuck energy, but it can be about rejecting energy. I don't want to go, so therefore I'm not. I'm rejecting the offer. I don't want to talk to them. It wouldn't bring me, this is the power of saying no. But I just feel like a character is going to be good at rejecting the offer to put their energy into places that they don't want to put their energy. That's actually really strong. It's a really strong, like, I know me really well, and I don't think I need to be giving to people that I don't want to give to. Honestly, it's kind of badass. Next up, I've got RS. Hi, sweetie. Let me grab you one, hun. We have got the Two of Pentacles for the card of the year. It's a year of balance. It's a year of sometimes juggling, but in a big way, it's a year of finding peace and balance in work-life balance, in, lust versus love, in, possibly how much time we spend outside versus, watching TV indoors. But everything here says to have balance. Balance doesn't mean exactly 50 cents here and 50 cents there. Balance can be that sliding scale. It can be, this week I'm going to have to work extra hours, but next week I'm going to take an extra day off. It just says, the big thing is, though, that our character has to allow themselves to figure out what balance looks like to them. Anything out of balance, out of whack, is going to probably show up really quickly, though. The same way, let's say, it's fun to see a storm on the ocean, but when it's a huge storm and those waves come in unexpected ways and it wipes out houses along a coastline, then it's not so much fun. So we want to keep things in a balance to where nothing gets so far out of whack that there's, huge turmoil. I feel like this is a way to, like, not compromise one's own belief systems, but still actively compromise in being able to understand somebody else's belief systems. That's a fine, an intelligent mind that can do that. Somebody that can say, I can understand their point of view. I can respect them for their point of view, even if I don't agree with it. But despite that, I can still hold on to my own too. I don't feel like now I'm wrong because somebody else has a valid point. I still can, hold forth with my opinions as well. I don't know. I feel like if a character has had to, hold their own in conversation, this is them getting much clearer at seeing both sides of a situation and still knowing who they are, but being able to, like, have friends in all walks of life. Black Butterfly, thank you so much, love. Let me grab you one, honey. Here we go. What is the card of the year? Black Butterfly 25. We have got the Emperor. Very nice. Not everything has to be about love, of course, but I will say this is a powerful figure who seems like they enter in on the scene. So the year of 2025 being a year of the serpent, a year of change, a year of mysticism, a year of wisdom. Either this is our character stepping up into emperor status, or this is our character setting the bar and saying, emperors only need apply. Nothing that is an emperor quality. And this goes for people, this goes for situations, this goes for if they're going to be invited to a party, they're like, well, is it a house party where everybody's just on their phones, nobody's talking, or is this a white tie and little black dress event with cocktail hour? That I'm down for. Let's go to the emperor level. Everything that our character does is going to be like, it doesn't have to be more expensive, but it has to be better quality for what they want to experience. This is a character who's going to make decisions about what they say yes to, where they spend their time, even who they spend their time with, based off of how significant, how serious, how much value is here, how much like respect. Because I don't think that this character wants anything that is casual or disrespectful. And maybe that goes for love, but maybe that goes for business work as well. I don't want to deal with, I don't care about taking on clients or business, personnel, unless they understand, like, there is a level of expertise that I bring to the table. There is a way that I expect to be treated. And if customers or clients can't live up to my expectations, then they can take their business someplace else. Like, I really feel like this is a character setting the bar and holding their head really high, during this year. And I think they're going to naturally attract people that are of really good quality, really high caliber as well. Also, in conversations, I feel like our characters destined to have some really great conversations this year, possibly with the divine masculine, or divine masculines as a whole could respond really, really well to our character this year. If let's say this is a divine masculine who has a lot of respect for the divine feminine, it's like, I love hearing from a different perspective from my counterpart. Now that could be that this is our lead character, or this is who they're going to be attracting this year, but it's all because their expectation is to give the very same energy, right? The respect, like, I want to hear someone else's great ideas, great opinions, so long as it's done with mutual respect. It just feels really, this is a year where our character is going to go places. We have a map. I'm sorry, I know it's really hard to see, but the map is behind here. I don't know if somebody's going to be seeing a really beautiful, like, blood moon, or, sunset or sunrise this year as well. But that could be a momentous time. So something about the celestial, maybe even one of the solar eclipses is going to be an important timeline, but very nice energy on that. Very meaningful moments in life and meaningful connections this year. Brenda Lee, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. Let me grab you one right now. All right, what is the card of the year for 2025? Hang on, this little snake wants to keep popping off my finger. We have got the Ace of Pentacles. It's a year of new. It's a year of walking through new gateways, new doorways. Our character might notice opportunities that were there all along, but they just didn't pay attention to them before. This could be everything down to, sometimes, like, this happened to me once. This town that I had already lived in for like 4.5 years, I had no idea that there was this awesome itty bitty gym that was open 24 hours, and you just scanned your card and went in. It was kind of before that was more of a popular thing, but they had like a cold plunge and they had the sauna. And I would go, once I found out about it, I would go every night at midnight, and I would be the only one there. And it was the most peaceful, most amazing. Oh, I just loved it. And it was like, I had no idea that even existed in this sleepy little town, because they didn't really advertise. It was like kind of the best kept secret, but it was so wonderful. Sometimes we find stuff in our own backyard that's been there, but we didn't see it. 2025 seems like a year where our character is going to find themselves, because they're seeking new. They're seeking something different. They're seeking, let's say something along those lines. Like, I want to go to a gym, but I don't want to go to the big ones. Is there anything else smaller? Is there anything else a little bit more intimate? Is there anything else? And that's when they'll find it. So this could be a year where the things that a character decides, I want this, but I want it to be a little bit different. They're going to find it. They're going to find those open doors. They're going to find those businesses. They're going to find, the best kept secret of, the best restaurant in, the entire state, only because they were determined that they didn't want to go to the same old, same old. They're not looking for the chains. They're looking for the little tiny mom and pop. They're looking for maybe even a niche in business where it's like, well, everybody's seemingly doing the same thing, but wait a minute, this is different. I could do this instead. I can carve out a little tiny spot just for me that will be different than everybody else's. It's a really awesome year to make one's own impact. And it's because our character doesn't think about things the way everybody else does. They got their own unique flair. They're looking for something unique, therefore they'll find it. Oh, that's exciting. Nope, you sweetheart. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much. You are so generous. Let me pull you one more card, love. Let me pull you one more. I hope you were here for your other one. Hang on just a second. You're so generous. Nope. This is just going to be a message from the universe. We have the Queen of Swords. I can't remember, nope, what your other card was. That was the big message for the year, but I know I did get to you. The Queen of Swords being here is, the universe is saying, oh man, our character has got some serious guides hanging out with them. Their guides are there to help them see things. So I have to say, sometimes we think about the guides being like, we hear something, we think of something, we pay attention to the gut instinct. But this says in 2025, the guides may be instrumental in like opening a character's eyes to different things. Like the visuals are going to be more important. This could be, a character is whatever, riding down the city bus, and you would assume everybody is looking out the window seeing the same stuff, but the only person who does see something is our lead character. They spot a celebrity walking by and they're like, oh my God, I'm sure that celebrity's going to be swarmed, but I'm going to hop off at this stop anyway because I just, saw somebody that I want to go say hi to or get their autograph from. You're like the only person who sees it. And it's like, I was supposed to go meet that person. Maybe that person becomes somebody influential in my life or important. Maybe I was supposed to meet them. That's why it stood out to me. It kind of hints that this year, when something stands out to our individual, there's a reason for that. There's something that either there's going to be a truth or a piece of information, or there's a reason every single time. Lots of times in life, we can have blasé days, blasé months. I mean, honestly, I thought 2024 was a little bit blasé, but it's probably my fault for not being more aware of different things, right? Or being too busy paying attention to other things instead of like maybe having my eyes wide open. This character that we're describing, the universe says that our character is not going to have a blasé year. They're going to notice things other people do not. And it's because those are the things that they're supposed to cross paths with, or those are the things that could allow them to see the world through a different lens. And they might be consistently shocked that, I don't know how nobody else sees it the way I do. Now, a Queen of Swords is discerning. A Queen of Swords knows where to put boundaries. A Queen of Swords knows how to find the right words to express what they like, what they don't like. So I will say this. If the guides are going to be constantly like opening our characters' eyes, showing them things that other people don't notice, it could be so that they can put up a boundary and avoid getting themselves into, problems they don't want to deal with. It could be they notice, sometimes like, I'll put it this way. One time a friend sent me a picture and I said, oh, you're going to get a bunch of snow today. And he's like, that's what my father said. And I don't know why you guys are saying that. And I'm like, well, because that's a snow sky. Like, I don't know a lot about snow, but I know that looks like a snow sky to me. And he's like, my father, he says the same thing. And sure enough, they got a lot of snow. And it's like sometimes, maybe our character will just have pieces of information that stand out to them for whatever reason. And then they can act accordingly. I can see it's going to snow, so I would put some chains on the car because tomorrow you're going to need them if you're going to be going anywhere. Those little details. That's actually really awesome to see a character that has, I'll say just a sense of awareness. That's maybe the way we'll say that. Rachel McSlaro, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. Let me grab you one. Here we go. The Temperance. All right, here we go. All right, we have got this energy of balance, of harmony, of peace. We have the energy of, this is the card of the year, it's Sagittarius energy. And it is the vibe of being able to bring harmony into one's life, into one's environment. This is a character who could also, this is weird, but they might be really good at like baking and cooking and things that, require measurements and such. They may discover that, oh my gosh, I found the perfect smoothie recipe. I didn't realize the ratio of, berries to apple juice had to be such and such. This could also be someone, if they're working on things like flexibility and, stretches and yoga and whatnot, those things may also come more into balance for them in this upcoming year. The sense of like, wow, I've gained core strength, I've gained flexibility, I've gained, my personal power. That could also be the thing that this year our character is just recognizing, like their physique feels better or they feel more balanced. I also have something about hearing on this card coming out. Maybe it's that our character is going to be better at listening to what somebody's words say and then also hearing what they don't say to better comprehend, to be able to comprehend what somebody is trying to express. Sometimes it's not just their vocabulary that they use, but it's what's implied. It's the nuances, it's the subtleties. And I almost think that this is a year where our character is going to be really, really good at hearing what's said and hearing what's not said and finding the balance between the two and being able to like maybe be a really great mediator or really great facilitator for, how to have harmonious conversations. Like, okay, I hear this person is stressed, but they're stressed over something that they shouldn't be. So they must have walked in upset. So that means they're having a bad day. So let me handle them. Let me respond to them with kindness. Let me respond to them with, hey, what's what's going on? It's this isn't a big deal, but is something else a big deal? It just feels like our character might really have the knack or the gift this year for like bringing kindness and calm into situations that could otherwise be like off the charts stressful. That's a real gentle gift that this person had little angel wings too. So I'm thinking that they may come across as a bit of an angel. Oh, nope. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't obey what you asked me to do. I'm so sorry, love. I didn't see that. My apologies. Ms. M, hey, darling. How are you? Let me grab you one. Here we go. Ms. M, we have got the star. The card of the year is the star. And hang in there, Wajuna Wild. I see you. We have Aquarius energy. This is a year for reaching for success. This is a year for reaching for goals. This is a year where unnecessary things might be getting stripped away. I have to say, our character could spend more time. I don't know if they're a swimmer or they love water or if they love long baths, but they could really feel particularly connected to their goals when they are like splashing around, enjoying water. I don't know. I feel like this person like frolics or something. Like they really do well being in like aquatic environments. I don't know if they have a goal of, getting their personal best and, swimming laps or something, or if they're just doing something where it's, water's a great energetic conduit. And if this character is connecting to their life path, their higher goal, their frequencies of, what's right for them, this is somebody who's going to be attaining some really big goals this year, but perhaps to like, sometimes it's relaxing. We say, oh, it's so relaxing to be in a bath. But I'm wondering if this person actually thinks better when they're around water, or they're in water, or they're taking a nice bath. And it's because that's when they either like put in their mind's eye the vision of themselves, like attaining those goals. But it is definitely a year for some healing to come in as well. And maybe that is like, oh, my muscles are sore. Let me, whatever, go swim or something, get in the hot tub, something like that. That could also just be a more tangible side note on this. But it is a very big year for reaching goals. These can be big goals. These can be little goals. Sometimes, what makes a beautiful sky is all the stars in the sky. All of the, it's not just like, oh, look, there's a big black sky and there's one star. So I doubt this character only has one goal this year. I think they could have an entire galaxy of goals. And maybe they think that they're little ones, but you put them all together and it makes a beautiful year. So I think our character has a lot more than just one thing to accomplish this year. All right, Wajuna Wild, let me grab you one, love. Wajuna Wild, here we go. 4 of Wands is the message. First off, on a more specific detailed note, I always think of this as like a little bed and breakfast. I think of this as somebody going someplace on a little vacation and it just feels so wonderful, or going home, or living in a cottage. There's definitely this cozy cottage feel. There's something so beautiful here about, feeling welcomed. The 4 of Wands is a balanced life. It is also sometimes a card of marriage. This could be a year where our character finds or meets someone where they have a relationship that blossoms into something very long term. It begins though with feeling like, this feels nice. This is where I belong. This feels like home. This feels like a place I would want to go and come back to again and again and again. Whether that's a lover, whether that's finding a job that really clicks. This might just be one of the capstones of the year, but I have to say this year fits like a good pair of shoes. That's the way I would describe this. It's really auspicious for the idea of love and partnership, but also, matters of the home as well. Being someplace, this could be as simple as, wow, all I had to do was, sometimes, we got to pull out an old ugly bush and replant it, like a beautiful camellia bush or something that blossoms and gives us beautiful flowers or something. And then all of a sudden we love, our front entryway to our home again. It's like, oh man, I didn't know that one ugly hedge was really making me not like walking up to my own house, I felt dreary. And now I've pulled out the ugly old hedge and replanted something that flowers. And guess what? It feels so welcoming. So it can be taking action in our own life to alter or change things so that it really is more like pleasing, like feng shui style, when we rearrange our furniture and everything just feels different. And then it's like, oh my God, my home is my castle or my workplace. I do better work because I set up. I'm like that. I cannot even do a storytelling if I'm in the wrong angle. And it sounds so weird, but I have to face like a certain direction. And it's all subconscious, I know, but that's the way I am. It has to be a specific, arrangement for me. It's, it's so weird. Norma, thank you so much for being here, love. Let me grab you one. We have got the Four of Wands again in a different deck. This is the card of the year. This Four of Wands always looks literally like magic wands to me. It looks like if the big message, the big vibe of 2025 is about, the happiness, the satisfaction, the arrangement or alignment of energies this year, I feel like this has a mystical quality to it on this particular Four of Wands. The one I just talked about for with Juno Wild was a completely different vibe. This says, I almost always think that this is like a card where we could talk about, fairies and forest nymphs and all kinds of, magical things like Wizard of Oz type of, good fortune and good wishes coming true. Ultimately, the Four of Wands is how we create balance in our own life. How do we put our energy into the things that we really want to bring balance into? Not everything in life will be balanced, right? But there could be four major areas of life. Let's say a character has been determined that they're going to clean out their garage so then they can park their car in there and then they don't have to worry about their car getting egged or stolen or something. Okay, that's going to be a huge weight of stress off their shoulders once they get that garage, cleaned out. So now they don't have all year long, they don't have to worry about their car anymore or have their car be, out in the ice in the frozen morning because they hate scraping every morning if it freezes overnight. That's going to be a huge, wonderful action that they took to bring greater balance into their own life. It seems simple, but it's not. It brings like, every day they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy my car's not frozen. That makes me feel so good. That is an example of making a greater life, a greater quality life, a Four of Wands life. I'm doing the things that yield better results for me. It's really nice. It does require our character to first maybe sit down and write down what things in their life, what actions could they take that would bring greater balance into their life. And this is in love. This is in work. This is in life and home. But what would give our character the greatest balance? I feel like our character knows what those things already are. And now it's just a matter of implementing them, which this is a good year to do that because it's a year for change. So if they are like, I need to change my work schedule, I need to get off work a half an hour earlier every day. So I need to talk to my boss about coming in a half hour earlier. I need to be off a little bit earlier so I can get home or I can get to that class that I want to take, or I can be there for my kids, or, whatever it is. It's a matter of rearranging a half an hour. I'm going to make that happen. Like that. That's the way that comes across. It's really nice. Polka Dot Suzanne. Hi, sweetie. Let me grab you one. All right, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. I know I said I was going to be here for 25 minutes and we're an hour and 12 minutes in. I'm going to wrap up here in just a couple of minutes, you guys. I'll probably just do like one or two more just because I promised myself I'm going to get to bed tonight at a decent time. You guys, thanks so much for being here. All right, so we have got the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is the energy of solidness, groundedness, growth, oftentimes good money, oftentimes a real sense of stability, particularly around things like resources and abundance. This could be a year where our character, the things that they have worked so hard for really like reveal themselves. Let's say this is the year they realize, wow, my savings account looks amazing. Wow, my 401k looks awesome. This is a year where a character maybe has invested wisely, has, she plants seeds and then tends to things. This could be a year where this is what our character is focused on. Also, I'm going to plant seeds and I'm going to take good care of them so they really grow and blossom. That's what I want to see happen this year for me. So I feel like our character is like all about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make this grow, I'm going to make these things happen. I care more about stability and longevity. It's not about, it doesn't mean she doesn't go anywhere and take trips and have a really good time. She could do that as well. But I will still say that typically it's the stuff that she has the most immediate impact on is what she tends to develop. In love and relationships, this can also be, she feels really stable in those. She feels stable when she deals with somebody, whether it turns out to be a good relationship or not. For her, she's not shaken even if somebody else is wobbly. She knows it's not her. She knows it's a them problem, not a her problem. She knows who she is. She knows what she would like to offer, but she doesn't overgive. So the capacity for having like a really awesome, stable relationship that grows with trust and love, it is very much a consistent day by day thing. It keeps getting better and better. Or she'll be like, yeah, this isn't nurturing, or this isn't growing no matter if I nurture it or not. So I don't bother to try to grow stuff that doesn't seem to want to grow or doesn't want the nurturing. And I think that ability to shift and say, I'll only give to the things that obviously thrive when I tend to them because they want me to tend to them, and they in turn want to bloom and blossom for me. If it's not like that, then she doesn't bother with it. So it's very much managing resources really well is what it looks like to me. Oh, Violet, let me grab you one, love. Here we go. We have got, the Tower. And this is the Tower where we got the Eye of the Universe overseeing this. I know it's a year of change anyway, but this card means change. The Tower is sweeping transformation. It's freedom from confinement. And I feel like it's a wish come true. It's something that our character has wanted or needed for such a long time. They've had their eye on something, and finally, there's no more blockage to them having it. If our characters needed freedom from something that was stressful, or they've needed, okay, let me put it this way. Sometimes the stuff that we get stuck on is because we go, I wish I just knew whether or not, let's say it's about a person. I wish I knew if they were someone I could trust or not. I wish I knew for sure if they are the right person for me, or let's say the right job for me or not. And then finally we see something and we go, that's it. That's what I needed to know. Even if the answer is like, oh yeah, no, they're not trustworthy. It doesn't matter. The sense of relief is here no matter what. I saw what I needed to see to give me the opportunity to just move on from this, or the opportunity to fully embrace this or fully put my trust in this. But I saw what I needed to see. That is a huge sense of relief that goes along. I always love the Tower card. I never think of it as bad or scary, but in particular, this is a really good Tower card, because even if it's like negative news, like, nope, they're a liar, it's not the end of the world. In this card, it's like, are you kidding me? I'm so glad I know. This is usually a card that only a realist will get. Like a character has to be a realist to be able to roll with it. Otherwise, they'll just tell themselves lies anyway. But this character is like down for finding the truth of stuff. It's awesome. Teresa Johnson, let me grab you one, love. You've been so patient. We have got the Awakening. So the energy for this year is Scorpio energy. It also happens to be the energy of, in this case, it's a little bit of releasing things. But you know what they say, if we release something and it then comes back to us, maybe it's meant to be ours after all. This is the Judgment card in any other deck. Here they call it the Awakening. I just feel like our character is completely like saying, universe, things that I maybe thought I was supposed to manage, I'm realizing me thinking about certain things isn't me managing at all. Instead, I surrender it to you, universe. In your infinite wisdom, what is meant to be mine, I'm ready to receive. If it comes into my world, I accept it. If this is something that is supposed to be mine, my hand is open, the bird can fly right into it. I will receive, whatever is in my greatest and highest good. And I really think that this is a character, like, I almost want to just relax my shoulders, because I feel like that's so it's so peaceful to be able to say it that way and to really mean it. Like, I'm not worried about whether or not this this is mine, because if it's not supposed to be mine, I can't have it anyway. It would never last. So I don't have to be stressed. It will go the way it's going to go. This is not just lip service with, like, oh, I'm so enlightened that I just let whatever happens happens. This character still cares, but they are astute enough to realize that all the worry in the world won't make things happen any faster, and things that are going to come to pass anyway. You can't make your tomatoes ripen any faster than they're going to, but you planted the tomato plant, you nurtured it, and let's see, maybe it'll be a great year for tomatoes. We don't fret and stay up all night freaking out about whether or not our tomato plant is going to give us tomatoes. So our character kind of lives life like that. Like, I did my part. All right, universe, if it's going to give back to me, then I trust that it will. This feels amazing. This feels like releasing things, but there's a really great opportunity to actually reconnect also, because that can be a card of reconciliation. So reconnecting with someone, having a profound sense of forgiveness, new beginnings are very possible in this year as well. So really nice. All right. And I am just going to go with Holly Light and Jessica Rios, and then I'm going to bounce on out of here tonight just because Rebecca Rios. Forgive me for saying your name wrong. Holly Light, let me grab you one, and then I've got to bounce out, guys, because I can tell I'm about to start coughing. All right, here we go. Thank you, everybody. It was really nice to see you guys tonight. I know I was on way longer than I thought I was going to be, but that's all right. Holly Light, I have 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is the energy of great happiness, and as you can see, she literally is there at the end of the rainbow. She is, the rainbow is streaming right into her world. Only once in my life have I ever actually, it was the craziest thing, and I'm so glad I had 2 witnesses with me, but we actually ended up driving and we found the end of the rainbow, which I didn't know it ever existed. It was just the way it was sprinkled across the side of this rock face cliff. And so that's, kind of like the way the light was coming in. But we couldn't believe it. We got out of our cars and danced around. It was just the most wild thing. But I kind of feel like this is I'm hearing that song by Talking Heads, Once in a Lifetime. And it just feels like it's opportunities are going to be almost mystical, almost magical this year. Things that our character maybe has wished for, wanted, that could be extremely obscure, extremely rare, may happen for our character this year. And it's like, I can't believe this. I literally, I saw a leprechaun. I saw the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I've seen things, or I had things work out for me, or I'm having almost mystical moments of absolute, like, it's so tailor-made for me. It almost feels like, universe, are you punking me right now? Is this some weird simulation? How am I getting these wishes to come true? These moments of happiness that are so perfectly tailor-made for me. How is it that I'm in the right place at the right time for something so special and so unique? And I kind of feel like this is the way the whole year goes. This is a very, very positive, very fulfilling year. I do think that our character, though, is probably one who has a larger capacity to, like, experience joy. So some people could, win a free trip to the Bahamas, come home and find out that they had the winning lottery ticket for $1.4 million, and they still wouldn't really crack a smile. They'd be like, yeah, but I got to pay taxes on it. Yeah, the cruise was okay, but the food kind of sucked at one of the restaurants. And it's like, sorry, wait, why are you not excited about this? Whereas this character is not like that. This character has a broad capacity to, like, maybe the things that make them happy are everything from, like, oh my gosh, today I was so hungry and I looked in my purse and I found this little old snack bar, and it was my favorite kind of snack bar. They don't even make them anymore. And it said it was past expiration date, but it was still so yummy. And then I was so happy. Our character could have those moments of, like, perfect, good fortune. And they count those as total wins. So it really does depend on how our character looks at things. And I just feel like we're talking about a very unique person. They have a unique variety of things that make them happy. And so all of these very special things are special because of them and who they are. All of these turns of good fortune, good luck, and happiness Other people wouldn't notice it or feel the kind of joy that this character will, but it's because it's uniquely tailored to our character. And this is a very blessed character in all of their own unique ways this year. That's super exciting. All right, and last but not least, let me get to Rebecca Rios. Here we go. All right, so we have got the just the idea of like what's the big vibe for 2025, what's the card of the year, and we have the Lovers. This is Gemini energy. This could be a year of following the heart. This is a year of choice. It's a year of choice in romance and lovers. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. All right, I'm going to pop out of here right after this. But the Lovers card being it's so sweet. It's so, it reminds our character that magic is always afoot. It reminds our character that the things that their heart really wants could be moving toward them, or rather they are calling those things in for themselves, or they are gravitating toward the things that they really want. This is a year of the heart being full. It's a year where heart-centered desires, not just like needs or wants, but something from the heart space is going to be much more important this year. So like the heart chakra being really open, somebody who, really feels like, let's say, well, I was like this before I got my dog Aries. I was ready for a puppy dog, and little things stacked up to tell me, yes, this is right. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I know I will have the right puppy dog for me. And there he is. How did you know? Did you hear me say your name and I woke you? Hi, Pumpkin. Yeah, you were just right. But sometimes when we're so ready for something, I don't know if he was born at just the right time, or if I was just ready, but he had to be my dog. Sometimes the things that our heart really wants, that's when those things are ready for us also. And this seems to be a year of that. So for our character to really be mindful of what they want, what their heart really wants, so that they really pay close attention, because that's what they're going to be receiving. So, putting out those vibrations of like, this, I have love in my heart for this. I have a desire to love this. This is what I welcome in. I think our character is going to have a lot of satisfaction this year. I know that was crazy, right, RS? All right, you guys, thank you so much, everybody. It was really good to see you guys tonight. Thank you. Yeah, come here. You want to come say hi? Come on up. Come around. It's kind of tight back there. Okay, you can come in. No, he's just gonna make Wookiee sounds from the corner. Yeah, it's a little tight. You're kind of chunky. I'm sorry, I didn't mean chunky. I meant robust. I have to go. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I send you lots of love. Thank you, everybody, for all your generosity and all your kindness. Please forgive me for Mr. Loud. Take care, you guys. Bye.